All right, so today we're going to talk about how do you do the statistical analysis using your calculator. So the following scores represent the final exam grades for statistics course at some college. And I want you to just list all of these numbers in L1. So put them all in one column. I'm going to switch over to my calculator so you can see that. All right, so here I went to Stat, Edit, and in column 1, I put all those numbers there. I'll scroll down so you can see them again. 23, 60, 79, 32, 57, 74, 52, 70, 82, 36, 80, 71, 81, 95, 41, 65, 92, 85, 55, 76. Now, if you go to your calculator, you can hit Stat, and then if you scroll over to Calc, and you hit number 1, which is 1 var stat, and hit Enter. First of all, make sure under List it says L1. If it doesn't, then you'll have to go to second number 1. You can see there's a little L1 above that. And then you can just hit Enter, and it will give you a list of all the statistics. So the very first one, this X with the little bar over it, if you remember from previously, that would be your mean or your average. The next one down is the sum of all the X's. That's if you took all the X's and added them up. This here is the sum of all the X's squared. The next one down is the standard deviation of the sample. Again, that is not something we are going to deal with in this class. The next one is the standard deviation of the population. That is the one that we will be interested in. N equals 20 tells you how many numbers there are. So it's always a good idea to check this to make sure you put in all 20 numbers. Min X will give you the smallest X value. Q1 gives you your first quartile or 25% of your data. The median is also your Q2 or your second quartile. So the median is 70.5. Q3 is your third quartile or 75% of your data. And then max X will tell you your maximum X. So you can see there's a lot of data here that you have. It does not specifically give you the range. So in order to find the range, you're just going to have to take your max X and subtract your min X. The other piece of information it also doesn't explicitly give you is your mode and your median. So in order to figure that out conveniently, what you want to do is you want to go back to Stat and then Edit. Actually, you're going to go down to 2 for sort A. That's sort ascending. If you wanted to sort descending, you would go to 3. Excuse me. So sort A, and then what you wanted to sort is L1. So you're going to go to second 1 to put L1 in here and close your parentheses. When you hit Enter, you're simply going to see the word done here. But if you go back to Stat, Edit, you can see now that the data has all been put in order. So this will be much easier for you to scroll down this data and find out, is there a mode? And then also it would be easier to find your, you could also use this in order to find your range. You can take your largest minus your smallest, but it gives you that, so that's not necessary. So here's a list of the mean, median, mode, and range and standard deviation of the population for that data. So we talked a little bit about quartiles. Quartiles are the values that divide the list of data into quarters. The first quartile or quartile 1 would be 25% of your data. The second quartile or Q2 is the same as the median or 50% of your data. And third quartile or Q3 would be 75% of your data. You can use quartiles in order to help you draw a box and whisker plot. So the 5 important numbers for a box and whisker plot are your min x, your Q1, your median, not the mean. So please remember, in a box and whisker plot, it's your median, your upper quartile, which is your Q3, and then your max x. So if you're going to draw a box and whisker plot for this data, you simply find some kind of convenient number line based on the numbers you're given. It looks like if you go from about 20 to 100, we'll cover the span of data that's given here. And then you just plot the points that are on here. So I can't actually write on this screen, but you could put a little dot over here at 23 would be about here. You're going to put a dot at 53.5, maybe around here. Then your median would be 70.5. Your Q3 would be 80.5. And your max would be at 95. Just like you saw on the previous slide, you're going to put a box around the Q1 and the Q3 and a line down here at the middle at your median. And then you're going to draw your 2 whiskers going from the box to your max X and from the box going to your min X. You can also create a box and whisker plot on your calculator. So let me switch back to your calculator and I'll show you how to do this. All right, so you first want to set your calculator up so that it's ready for this. So first go to your y equals and make sure there are no equations in here and make sure plot 1 is highlighted or turned on. Then if you go to second y equals, you can actually set what you have here. So plot 1 is on, and if I hit enter, it's going to give me more data about plot 1. So it's on. If I scroll down, I go to this type. I want this box and whisker plot here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5th one over. And when I hit enter, again, it's going to tell me that the X list is in L1. The frequency is 1. In this case, the color is blue. It doesn't really matter. You want to go to your window and make sure your window is set to a convenient range. So right now my window is set from 0 to 6. Well, if you remember, I should go up higher than that. So our numbers went to, I don't know, 76 or 86. So I'll just set it to 100. And then if I hit graph, you can see that I have this nice box and whisker graph. All right. We also can show data using a histogram. And a histogram is very similar to a bar graph, except that it shows ranges. So in order to figure out the mean for this, you have to take the middle of each of these boxes. So the middle of this first box, it says it's between 7 and 14. The middle would be 1050. So I have 5 at 1050. I have 7 at 1850. I have 4 at 2650. And I have 2 at 42.50. If I add them all up, I get 373. I have 18 things. So to find the mean, I'm just going to divide that. And so my mean or my average would be 20.72. The median would just be where does the middle number fall? Well, if I have 18 things, I'm looking for something between the 8th and the 9th. So it'll be in this second box, so it would be 1850. And the mode is the one that happens most often, so it's very easy to see that this second bar is the highest bar. I have 7 occurrences of those, so that would be the highest one. So I would just say it's that bar, which is, again, 1850. If you have any questions, let me know.